Hi everybody, welcome to my loft on this October 22nd, I believe, 2025. I'm Rusty Blackwood. I welcome you to a new video. I thought it was time that I come and do an ordinary video, not a film short or something like that nature that I have been putting up recently. It's always nice to come and just talk to y'all and catch up, and we will see what we get into. And as I'm always requested to model what I'm wearing, bear with me while I get up on these stilettos that I haven't worn in quite some time. So bear with me. I think I can do it. So here we go. Today I'm wearing, as you can see, a full length, ankle length velvet dress in very, very soft velour and velvet velour. It is slit up the side here, as you can see. Let me turn so you can see the slit, and it is just a slit in the front. It just comes up just slightly above the knee. It is long sleeved. It is gathered at the waist. It is sheared on this side. As you can see, it is very form-fitting. It is very comfortable. So here we go. I hope that you enjoyed this. I have one follower. He's a very, very good supporter that always enjoys seeing what I'm wearing. You know who you are, so I hope that you enjoy this today. So I'm going to move back here, wobble with me backwards. Let's hope that I don't lose my camera altogether while I sit down here and get everything settled. Get my Autumn series in the frame properly. This is the thing when you're doing a video like this, where you have, it's your own production. You're doing it yourself. You don't have a cameraman handy to be filming you as you do all these different things. And so let me see if that's going to be everybody's in the frame. I hope that the light from the skylight is not too awfully bright so that you can't see the covers of the books. I think I'm going to just turn this down just a little bit because it's not required. And so here we go. Oh my goodness. My goodness sakes. Everything seems kind of like it's backwards when you're filming. I'm just trying to get everything set up here in the frame properly. And actually, with the light from the skylight, you can actually see the color of my dress. It's like a burnt orange with a bit of a brown tone in it. I quite like it. It's from Shein, and as well, a lot of my media wardrobe is. And so today is kind of overcast at times, and then it brightens up. The sun actually comes out, and for a little while, and it's very, very nice. It's a nice fall day, but now the clouds have come together. There's a few drops of rain on the skylight, so I don't know whether or not we're going to get another shower today or whether it's just going to hold off. I don't know. But it's been a while since I've done a video, and as I said at the beginning of the video, I've been doing film shorts, And I have a couple of upcoming film shorts. I'm doing one for, I have done one for Halloween, and it's based on one of my Halloween poems that I wrote. I forget without looking at it, just the year. Um, I did the original poem Fright Night, and back, quite some time ago, I think in 25, 26, 27, somewhere in there. And I had decided a couple of years ago that I wanted to do an alternative ending to it, and just make it maybe a little bit more graphic, maybe a little bit more actually realistic, if what happens in the poem were actually to happen. Um, and so I did it, and I called it Fright Night, the alternative. And I did a film short on that, and of acting it out as the narration of the poem is given, and so you can see exactly what the alternative would be if, in actuality, if it were actually to happen. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody, not not even my worst enemy. Um, it would not be the nicest way to leave this world. That's for sure. And then I have a new film short coming up, called The Revenge, from Declan's point of view. And I thought it would be good to do it from a little different point than what I had done, the previous film short that I had done, that was based on Willow's Walk, and of where I portray Willow Sutherland Crosby, and what happens when Declan Quinn, who has been catfishing her for quite some time in an online internet chat room, and sending her supposedly his photographs of this, making him appear like he was this gorgeous man, and perfect physique, and tall and slender and muscular, and very, very handsome indeed. Come to find out, as the book progresses, come to find out, Declan, these photographs of Declan Quinn are not Declan Quinn at all. It is a model, and who it is, Willow doesn't know. She could never find the identity of the model, to be able to even write to the model, to have anything to say to him at all. And so Declan shows up at her door unexpectedly, and voila, Willow doesn't know who he is. He's certainly not the man in the photographs that he had been sending, pretending it was him. And anyway, she lets him in, of course, because she does feel, he's come all this way, and so because she basically she does like him very much, and even to the point where she has feelings for him, but her she becomes close again with her estranged husband. They decide that they're going to try to mend their differences and see if they can try again, make a go of it again. And of course, they had an intimate coupling. And where Willow makes her mistake is when she tells Declan not only that her and Jonas Crosby are going to give it a try again and see if they can if it can work this time. Um, but she tells him that they have been intimate, and that shouldn't have done that. That was her. That was her mistake, and he just goes ballistic. And as the film shows you, you see what happens. And so I decided that I would do another film short based on that same chapter in Willow's Walk, but do it from Declan's point of view, how he perceived everything. And so I hope that you enjoy that. That will be coming in November, in early November. And of course, the one that's based on the poem Fright Night, the alternative, will be coming next week, before Halloween. And so that's kind of catching you up a little bit on what my plans are at the moment. Anyway, at the moment. And my prequel to my Autumn series here, Before the Grandeur, The Making of a Horsemaster, is progressing along very well. I had hoped to be able to release it by the end of this year, but that's not going to materialize. It's not going to work out. And so so I'm going to be pushing it back to the spring of 2026. When you write, when you're an independent author, when I think about standard house authors, like comparing, they're on a deadline. They have so long to produce, like 1, 2, 3, or however many set of books in a set period of time. I don't know. I honestly don't think that I could do that, because to me it's like an assembly line, and it's definitely trying to work under pressure. With me, I find what works best for me, I have to feel what I'm writing. I've got to be in the right mindset, first and foremost, to begin with. And I just can't sit down and just crank out page after page after page of whatever, because to me, if there's no feeling behind it in the first place, if I'm not in the right frame of mind to feel it myself, I've experienced enough now to know that if I can't get anything from it when I read it back, the reader is not going to enjoy it either. And so in just a moment here, I've got some things popping up as usual. This is just so aggravating. I got a new computer. Well, new to me. I always buy reconditioned computers. Because, to be perfectly honest, I can't afford a brand new one. And I've had, let me see, this will now be, my desktop is the new one, and I'm still talking to you here on my laptop that I use for doing my videos, and then I just put them on a thumb drive and transfer them to my desktop, rather than wait for OneDrive to load it up, because I found through experience that it takes a lot longer through syncing with OneDrive than it does to just send the video to a thumb drive and load it over to the desktop, because it's instantly there. It still has to load up, of course, but at least I'm not waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and becoming a skeleton while it finally gets itself over there. And so I've been doing that with my last few videos that I've done. If you hear meowing, of course, it's the YouTube star George joining us today, and will hopefully behave himself so I don't have to get my water bottle. And he has just been, recently, he's just been a little hellion. And I think it is because it's the month of October. There is so much energy in the air in this month that I think it not only affects people, I think it affects animals, especially cats. They're very in tune to things like power, energy, forces that can't be physically explained, but they're there. And so we will hope. There he goes with this tail. Just hang on. I'm just going to get my, as I call it, my trusty water bottle, just to stop any catastrophe here happening. And he knows what this is. And he sees me get it. Like, he just settles right down because he knows. And as I've explained in prior videos, it doesn't hurt him. It's just a stream of room temperature water, and it just deters him from his tail getting a hold of some wires here and pulling things all wonky and askew that could end up hurting him if it falls on him. And I hate like anything to close the gate and keep him down. So you'll hear him moaning and carrying on here because, as I say, I've got my set up here, and of course it's a little bit of a change, and he does not like that. So anyway, it is what it is. And so now I've lost track of what I was discussing before he made his entrance. You gotta love it. Really and truly, you gotta love him. And so cheers, everybody. I'm going to have a little bit of coffee before it's stone cold. I hope you're all having a very, very good day. I had a wonderful day yesterday with my youngest great-grandson, Carter T., and his mummy, Carson. And we went exploring in the woods, and we found lots of colorful leaves, and we trapped all through the woods, and it's a city park that is maintained by the city. So there is walkways and everything that's kept clean of debris and stuff like that, and you just walk wherever they have it open so you can go. You can, if you want to. I noticed there were paths sort of cut off through the brush and stuff where people have gone hiking and stuff and through. But when you've got a little 3.5-year-old, you don't want to be excuse me, you don't want to be getting too far off the beaten path, because you just to be safe. And I know there's been a lot of coyote sightings here around the area, and I think this park is quite well patrolled, but still you just don't know. So just to be safe, you stay to the areas that are there for people to walk. And that we met first and foremost, even before we started our little hike about, we met a lady that had a parrot, a macaw, and a female parrot called Bella. And oh my heavens, beautiful, beautiful foliage in her feathers. She was basically kind of between a jade and an emerald green, vibrant, and black markings through the feathers, black feathers all through this green. And under her wings there were yellow and red feathers. She didn't open her wings, of course, but you could see the color there. Very, very friendly, very, very tame. And this parrot, I believe the lady said, was around 30 years old. But I could be mistaken. If this lady happens to be watching, I apologize if I've got that information wrong. Leave below in the comments. You correct me if I'm wrong. But this bird, she said, had been in captivity, had lived in a bird cage, never got out, just always had to sit in this cage for something like 15 years. And how she come to have Bella, I don't know. She probably explained that, but I don't recall it. But extremely great temperament, very settled, not trying to fly away, sat on her shoulder. Carter asked if he could pet her, and the lady said, of course. She's very, very friendly. So Carter was stroking her head and her back, and I think he thought, this is just the cat's meow. This is wonderful, and he couldn't wait to tell his brother that he got to pet a parrot. Because his older brother Harrison is in school. He is in senior kindergarten, and so he's away every day, and Carter's on his own, and so Carson and I take him usually once a week to someplace, a conservation area or playground, or just go out for a drive, or comes to my house and plays in the backyard, or plays in the house, plays games with me and stuff like that. And I just adore it. And so that was a wonderful day yesterday, and I could take those kind of days as long as they're given to me. And that reminds me about what I was talking about before the Grandeur, the making of a Horsemaster, and having to push the publication date back. I have been making great headway with it. I've been getting a lot written. Like, I really don't have any excuse for the amount of time it's been taking me to write this prequel. And I'm a little different there again in the way that I produce my books, the way I write them. It's not like there's an initial draft, a first draft, second draft, third draft, however you want to look at it. But I do a lot of my editing as I go, so that it saves me time after I've finished the manuscript of having to go over it and over it and over it. I still will, when I get to the end, I still will go through it a couple of times and make sure that my edit is proper. I'm not having this novel proofread. I didn't with either of the sequel, the two-part sequel. I did with Perils of Autumn, but with the sequel I didn't. Just made sure that I paid attention. Like, when you read your own work, you get used to what you've written, and you can overlook very obvious mistakes that could be there grammatically. But I make sure, like, my middle granddaughter Elizabeth, who did the proofread for Perils of Autumn, she had told me a good method is sometimes reading a line backwards, and it does work. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but you can pick out a mistake easier than going forward from left to right as it's written. And I have applied that suggestion of hers, and from time to time, and so I will again with Before the Grandeur. And so, as I say, I'm making good headway with it, and even though I had hoped to be able to publish it before the end of this year, or by the end of this year, but as I said earlier in the video here, that's not going to materialize, and so it will be next spring. and I'm not even going to give a time frame of when in the spring, and because I mean the spring runs right from the beginning of March 21st right through to June 21st, but it will be in there, and as soon as I can get it ready and get it published and get it to Don for his part of the publication. And so I plan to do another novel right after I get Before the Grandeur completed. I haven't started it yet. In the past, I have started novels, new novels, while I'm still creating one that I was working on. But I've sort of gotten away from that. I'd like to just give all of my attention to the one that I'm presently working on. And the last couple of years, I've had so many setbacks. I mean, it's not an excuse. I'm not trying to make an excuse here, but these things happen. Life happens, and it can certainly change. It can alter your plans of what you're doing and how soon you expected to have it done and get it out there. And so you roll with the punches, because I mean, what else can you do? You have no choice. And so I'm enjoying very much doing Before the Grandeur. As you all know from previous videos, how I feel about Cyril Landon. I find Cyril the perfect man. Just because, well, I invented him, I created him, and I think I kind of created him with that thought in mind, that if this was if I was creating the perfect man for me, this is who it would probably be. And he has everything. He has the love of horses, the passion for horses, a gentleman through and through, respectful of women, ready to stand for his beliefs, coming from nothing and working his way, not afraid to work, not afraid to get his hands dirty, not the constant drive for nothing but power and money. This comes to him, of course, but it comes to him deservedly so. And as you read Before the Grandeur, you're going to find out about Cyril. I mean, in The Perils of Autumn and throughout the entire Autumn Trilogy, Cyril is front and center, really. But still, you don't know his background. You don't know how he really comes to be who you meet in The Perils of Autumn. And I wanted to do that when I had got to the end of the sequel. I just decided I'm just not ready yet to put Cyril to bed, to be done with doing the story revolving around Cyril. And so that's why I decided I wanted to do a prequel based on Cyril Landon, and right from his birth right up until you meet him in The Perils of Autumn. And so and I hope that I made a good choice, a good judgment in doing this, and I hope that when it's released, everybody will enjoy the story that you're going to read. And so let me see, I'm already, that shows you just how fast time flies. I'm already almost to the 30-minute mark, and where I like to keep my videos. And these podcasters and that do daily podcasts and daily videos of news and what's going on in the world, I don't know how they manage to get all that information that they're bringing to everybody into the period of time that they do the video. I mean, there's some videos that aren't even 30 minutes. They're just like over 20 minutes. And yet, no, they've managed to get all this information given. I definitely applaud them, and so especially Jasmine Lane. I like her podcast. She always is right on the nose, and bringing you news that you're not going to hear on the mainstream media, and like CBC, CNN, and all of these legacy medias that are not telling you the truth, haven't been for quite some time, and because they're paid not to, they're under the control of the governments to broadcast only what they're told to. So that's why so many people are in the dark. And so, but there's a lot of great alternative media, and Jasmine Lane is one that I follow. And if you get the chance, check her out. I think that you will be very pleased that you did, and you will be very, very eyes opened, I think, of the things that you will find out. And can be that are fact checked, can be proven, in her broadcasts. And so as I say, I've just passed my mark here, and I think because I do the model at the beginning of my videos, it takes time to do that, and I try not to dwell too long on doing it. And today, trying to stay on my feet on top of these stilettos, like they are. Let me see if I show them. I'm the only one that does things like this, I'm sure. But there we go. This is what I'm walking on, and they're gold in color, like a very soft gold, and so I don't normally wear these shoes that often. It's about the only time I do is in these videos, because I'll give you, be honest and tell you that modeling is not easy. It might look like it's just this woman, strutting along this catwalk, which I don't have here. I'm doing this in my loft. I have walked a catwalk, but still, you got to walk on these 4 or 5 inch heels, and because it gives you height, and it accentuates what you're wearing, even if it's not a long dress, even if it's a shorter dress. It is just to complement the outfit. And some of these ridiculous designs of today, these are just straightforward stilettos, but some of the shoes, let alone the outfits, but the shoes that models are expected to wear and walk in and hold their balance and model the outfit they're wearing without falling, that is a talent. And I don't think anybody realizes exactly what a model goes through, and it's not easy. It may look, as I say, it's presented to look that way, but it is not. And so thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope that you like the video. I hope you will comment the video, share it around, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help me to continue to grow my subscribers. I'm what I'm at, under 10,000. I would like to make it to 10,000. Even if I don't make any more, I can at least say, well, I've got 10,000 followers on YouTube. But what I have got, I'm certainly grateful for. And it took me a long time to even get those. And so I thank you so much. It's very, I feel it here. I'm very appreciative of all of you who follow me, who support me in so many ways. Because when you're an indie author, you need that support from people. You don't have a big standard house behind you pushing you, And so indies, well, that's exactly what indie means, independent. You're on your own. And so, and you need all the help you can manage to find, however that may be. So, I wish you God's blessings. I hope everyone stays strong and stays well. And I will be back soon with another video. We'll see. Maybe it probably won't be until next month. Please watch for my Halloween dramatic short that is coming before Halloween, and watch for the new one for Declan and his revenge from his point of view coming in early November. So thank you again so much. Take care, everybody. As my little great-grandsons and I are now saying, peace and love, everybody. Take care.